Hello, everyone. It's another edition of the program Shagalinku TV, actually, the Tuesday's edition, and this is welcoming you all to the program. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and I'm your host. Today, we'll be looking at something that's been trending for a while. I know it's got a lot of mixed feelings, yes. When it comes to the issue of Big Brother Naija, everyone seemed to, there's always some reactions here and there. Excuse me, I've read comments somewhere where people say if the energy people channel, young people channel on Big Brother Naija is what they channel on politics and state of the nations and all that, things will be better. But I've always said here and everyone on my show and everywhere I go that people don't have rights to decide what makes people happy. So if you like okra and I like egusi, it doesn't make you any better person than me. And for a program like this, we talk about everything that affects humanity and we bring it to bear and ask people to make their comments. And that's why today we're not just looking at BB Niger, but we're looking at the lessons learned from them. I know from the episodes, so to say, all the years of the program. I know a lot of times people will say, well, there's nothing really there. It's all about kissing, romance, and all that. But I tell you, the wagers they do in that house, even a professor might fail it. Some of the tasks there that requires you to have a high level of IQ. It's something that, well, if you've never watched the show, you may not understand what we say. So sometimes I tell people that no matter how good a thing is, they say if you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name. So it's just an issue there. Anyway, welcome here. I have a full house, and my guests are here already. And I'll be asking them to introduce themselves, and we will go on to have our discussion. Judith just joined, so let me also add her in. Today's zone is looking like the set of BB Niger. They have an audience screen like this where everybody screams and shouts and does all that. Okay,
Okay,
I will unmute so that everybody can talk. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's start
So
with the
let's start with the
ladies.
ladies.
Um,
Um,
Judith, I think you
Judith,
go
I think you
first.
go first.
Would like you to
Would
tell us
like
your
you to
name,
tell us
what
your
you
name,
do,
what
your
you do, your
location,
location.
and then we'll go to the next person.
Hi everyone, my name is Mati Judith Ojonugwa, and I'm a sickle cell warrior and the convener Judith Ojonugwa Sickle Cell Foundation, and I reside in Kogi State, Lokoja to
Hmm.
be precise. So it's
Okay.
nice
Oh.
to be here. Can you all hear
Yeah,
me?
we can. Yeah, I mute their mic so they won't hear, they won't speak. Okay, thank you, Judith. Let me go to Tochi to also introduce himself and see. Tochi, can you tell us more? Hello? Okay. Tochi's gone off. So let's have
Have
Peter.
Peter.
Okay, Tochi's back.
Okay, Touch is back.
Yeah, Tochi, go
Yeah,
on so
Touch,
that
go on so that.
Oh, okay. So my name is
Okay.
Praise.
So my name is
Praise to.
Praise. Praise to.
Is it correct?
Is it correct?
yes, go on.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a lot of things, but I'm a troublemaker.
We
Let's
know
just keep
for
it
that
at
one.
that.
We know.
I'm the founder to High Nigeria. So just leave it as I'm a troublemaker. I'm in Abuja, and I'm happy to be here this afternoon.
Okay. Thank you very much, Tochi. We'll go over to okay. Favor is back, so let's have Favor do her introduction. Hello, Favor. Hello, Favor. You need to unmute your mic. Okay. Yeah, go
Hello,
on.
can you
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
can hear you. Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Favor, we'd like
Hello.
to know you more, what you do, where you
Yeah, my
based and
name
all
is
that.
Favour Bassi. My name is Favour Bassi. I am a girl child education activist. I am also into media and also a student, and I reside in Abuja. And I'm very happy to be on this show today, this particular one.
As in the hot.
As in the hot.
Okay. Chuchu Mon just joined us. So, hello.
Hi, good afternoon. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. It's an honor to be here with you guys.
So we'd like you to tell us your name, where you're based, what you do, and then we'll take it up from there.
Okay, my name is Helen Joko. That's what is on my certificate, but I'm better known as Chuchimon. And I'm a writer and a blogger.
You're welcome. So the last man standing, Mr. Paul Peter Alpha.
I'm good. Good day, everyone. My name is Peter David. I'm based in Kano. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a teacher. I'm a marketer. In fact, I can do anything that my hands can be able to do. So I think to some extent I'm ambidextrous. I can use my two hands, just everything to do whatever it is. It's glad to be here. Glad to be with young, vibrant minds like this, and I hope we will make the best use of the time we have. Thank you.
Hope you are not a troublemaker like Tochi. Tochi is the self-acclaimed troublemaker.
I am a gentleman. I'm an aspiring pastor, so I don't think I'm a troublemaker.
Okay, when people say they are pastors, I get scared, you know. Okay, so guys, let's start with the basics. We really not. It's not really about BB Naija, like I said when we started the show. It's for everything that happens for people to learn. I believe if the backlash that has gone on with the invent or the advent of BB Naija was anything to go by, then the show would have closed long ago. But this is the fifth season, so there must be something that is going on that is making the organizers want to do again and again, even up to the fifth edition. And then there must be something investors are seeing in the show that are making them put their money there, because the truth is, if investors are not gaining back their money, they probably wouldn't be investing in that show. But let's even come to the nitty-gritties. How did it start for all of you? When did you guys start watching? Have you watched all the episodes? And I need to know who's going to start off.
Okay, since everyone is quiet.
Okay, Peter, over to you.
All right. Actually, I didn't follow the first season. I think that was the season 1. That was 2006, right? I didn't follow up. I only know that the winner was Carlton then. Then I follow up with the season 2. That's Efe, I think. Then season 3, Miracle. Season 4, Mercy, and this final season won by Lakon. I think from the 4th and the 5th season, I've paid more attention to mostly the task and the wagers, not really all the emotions and other things that people might thought of. But above all, I must tell you that Big Brother Naija is a win-win situation for both the housemates, the organizers, the sponsors, and every other person that is involved in the show, the DJs and whoever it is. Going by the antecedent of what have happened, you will find out that every year the grand prize is increasing, and every year they are gaining more sponsors. That to tell you that if something good is not coming out of Big Brother Naija, I think the show should have or will have ended by now, just like we have seen other reality shows that couldn't continue because of the harsh realities of life now. We have a lot of them in the past. Montana Dance Show, Glow Naija Sing, MTN Project Fame, a host of others are no longer in existence for now, probably because of the nature of things happening within the country, which we are all aware of. So let me just start by saying it's a win-win situation.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'll come to let me come to Judith because she's been rooting for Lakon for a while now. Although she's been biased about it, but I understand. Judith, when did you start watching Bibi Naija, and how has it been for you? Hello, Judith. Hello, Judith. Okay, so let's come to Chuchumon. So tell us more. When did you stumble into Bibi Naija?
Actually, the thing about I came across it here when it was still going on then. Like a lot of people were actually going around rooting for this person, rooting for the other person, and I'm not like, okay, I think I'm really taking interest in this show. Let me just give it a try. And I personally was not part of the show from the very beginning because people were saying the all sex thing was everywhere. They're promoting nudity. But I noticed that the nudity is a personal thing. It's not forced on new people. It is not something that you have to do. It's a personal thing. We have lots of housemates who have gone there and who have stepped out without even doing anything with anybody, without even tampering with another sex or anything. So I've been watching it since last year, and this year's own, I was also following it to an extent, and I was falling in love with the wager games, the challenges, the task, and everything, because I noticed that it brings out the good things in the people. It brings out their talent. It shows what they are made of. Writing in the Darling Challenge, it shows how creative they can be. It helps us to see their inner talent. So I started watching Bibi Naija last year, and it has been nice because there are lots of things to really enjoy from the show.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chuchumon. I was going to come to Praise, but somehow Praise, you went off the radar. But welcome back. But before I get to you, let me talk with Favour. Favour, I hope your mic is free now, so we could hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so please go on. How did you stumble into Bibi Naija?
I think I stumbled into Bibi Naija from Effe's set. I don't know if you remember Efe, one of the winners. It was from his set I
Okay.
got
Yeah.
very hooked on Bibi Naija. But then I think the Miracles whole set was somehow not so gingering like the rest. Not to talk of Pepe Dem Gang. So I felt Bibi Naija is a platform for so many things. So many things. Advertising, awareness, intellectual, so many things are involved in Bibi Naija. So many people just think Bibi Naija is just okay, like the what's her name? She just said
Chuchuma.
Chuchuma. What she said. It's true. People think Bibi Naija is just a place to show off nudity and sex and wayward life and partying and drinking and all that. Those are just things that come up based on the personalities of the housemates. If you check, there are some housemates that people refer to as pastors, there are some housemates that people refer to as this one does not really, this is the troublesome person, this is the fun person. But I feel Bibi Naija has a lot of other things people are ignoring. Advertising, just like Jesus said, it's a win-win thing for housemates and for the organizers, because every organizer that is partaking or that is participating in this Big Brother Naija has something to gain. If you are talking about Indomie, if you are talking about wow, like this year's birthday, all of them have certain things they're winning. So I think I got hooked on that based on the ideas they are bringing out in form of their games, their wagers, and all that. These are things that, in other words, if you look past the fact that they are just games or activities, they have other benefits to us, the audience, the housemates, and also the advertisers or the promoters of the show. So that was one of the things that made me very, very interested and hooked on it. And I definitely could not watch all the episodes because I can't stay up all night watching all through, and also the day you have other things to do here and there. I tried, but you know.
That's good. Okay, in case you just joined us, the program is Shagalinku TV. It's the Tuesdays edition. It comes every Saturdays 2 p.m. and every Tuesdays 2 p.m. West African time. And today we're having very young people. I'm just looking at the screen and it's reminding me of the Life Eviction series where you see all the life audience clapping and all that. You guys are also looking amazing. And the comments
Thank
are there,
you.
so keep your comments coming and let's know what you think about reflections and the take homes for everyone. Okay, I'll be going back to I think Judith and Tochi went off when I was trying to ask them a few questions. But please, the comment section is there. Let us share your thoughts together. Just drop your comments and we'll be replying them, or my guests will be replying them. So let me have Tochi now. Tell us how you stumbled into Bibi Naija and how has the journey been?
Okay. Well, I stumbled into the show, like Favour said, I think from Effie, and I've been a very, very big supporter. In fact, this year, I actually auditioned for Big Brother Naija this year. But I think, yes, I didn't make it into the house this year. Doesn't mean I'm not making it into the house next year. Like they've all, it's a big platform, not just for the sponsors, but for this housemate. I've been arguing on my status all morning. I don't know if you follow, if you have me on WhatsApp, it's been a whole battle on my status from this morning up until now, before the show started. Chuchumon is laughing. I think she has been following. I've had so many DMs today. Oh, we are going on the show to talk about Big Brother Naija. It's not enough that you support the show. You want to go live to talk about the show. And I'm like, for God's sake, Lekon finished as the best student in 2006. For heaven's sake, that boy has not got, he didn't get a good job until this 2020. And he has made him 100 million richer. You get. So I think for me, the platform, the show is a maker. The show is the best any young Nigeria can be on, and I'm a supporter any day, anytime.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tochi. Not just you, I was discussing earlier on with Favour how I'd gotten a whole lot of, I really didn't know a lot of people watch Shagalinku, you know, I just do my thing and I go. And then immediately the flyers came out yesterday. I've been getting so many messages. You know, Shagalinku is a very serious-minded program. Why will you be talking about nudity? Big Brother Africa, for that matter. Blah 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 blah. A whole lot of inbox, and I'm like, look, I represent young people, and anything that has to empower young people, I will always give them a spot to talk about it. I mean, you just said it all. Leko has been there and he came out tops. I'll come back to Judith because she's really not said much since we started. She went off and came back. Judith has been very partial. In fact, she didn't hide her love for Lekon. Judith, can you hear us now?
I can.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, land. Tell us more.
Oh yeah, land. Tell us more.
What did you say? Hello? I can't hear you.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear us now?
Yeah, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, so we'll get Judith back. Let's come back to let's come back to Chuchumon. I'll need you to also tell us more because you mentioned something very important that people just watch the game and feel it's all about nudity. Now, what are some of the wager challenge and some tasks that touched you? You know, like Favour talked about it too.
Um, okay, some of the tasks that really touched me and drew my
Hello.
attention. That, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, go on. Yes, yes.
I said some of the tasks that really drew my
Yes.
attention, that really caught my fancy during the show, was that of the darling hair challenge. It made us understand that sometimes it is not really about the sex that is making the hair, it's about the person's talent, person's ability. Because we all noticed that Prince was very good at making hair. He was very good. And on our own, we will be thinking maybe it will be a female or a girl that will be very versatile in making of hair and all that has to do with salon. But Prince really caught my fancy because every time they had about hair, I was looking forward to seeing him handle someone's hair. That is one important thing that the Dali hair. The John Johnny Walker brand, alcohol brand, it showcased ability to have a retentive memory because I think the first part of their task they had to watch the history of the Johnny Walker, and it goes beyond just talking and making noise in the house. It shows your intelligence, how you're able to listen to something and then use it to further other parts of the task. One other word that really drew my attention was that of the Oppo. So they gave them the Oppo phones to take pictures. You're not just taking pictures, you have to be creative with the pictures. You have to create a very nice scene. Like they gave them bubbles, they gave them cars, they gave them staircase, they gave them ladder. So it shows that photography is one very important aspect of life. You don't just take pictures and say, snap me. No, you have to be conscious of what your background is. You have to be conscious of where you are facing in the camera, your focus, and every other thing. So there are lots of things that the wager games really drew my attention to, and that is just part of it.
Mm. Okay, so let's come to Peter. I know Tochi is bubbling to say something, but let's come to Peter and also ask him which of the games or which of the parts in the for
or
me I love the
which of the
diary
parts
sessions
in
more
the
because
for me I
that
love the
is that
diary
is where
sessions
you
more
see
because
the
that is
snitchy
where you
people,
see
you
the
know.
snitch
That is where
the
you see
snitch.
people who claim to be so strong, and then remember the Lucy incident. She will come and bragado in public, and then when it gets to the diary session, they will weep like baby. And then the one that touched me most was Prince, you know, when Bibi was asking him a few things, and he talked about how his elder brother, he's never been really able to show affection to his elder brother. That really touched me, you know, because we live in a world where everyone is on the fast lane, where we hardly touch the lives of, we hardly, not even touch, we hardly reach out to people every day. So we live with our mothers, we live with our fathers, we really don't show them that side of us, that we appreciate what they do for us. I remember that task they gave them sometime, that everyone should talk about someone who was very close to them, and some would say their mother, some would say their father, some even got to as far as crying, you know. So it really showed me that in this world we just take so many things for granted. And that diary room was I'm always happy when they play back their sessions during the eviction day. Some of them get so shocked because they don't even know some of the things they've said. So Peter, let me come to you before I go to Tochi, because he's been nodding his head since. So which of the whole thing played out
Which
for
of the
you?
whole thing played out for you?
Well, actually, the diary session is sometimes emotional for me because I realize that over time I begins to have likeness with people that I naturally don't like in the house during the diary session, because it's like a truth or dare. That is when you say the truth about yourself and not the paparazzi they do display in the house. So the diary session is an emotional part of it that I really don't feel comfortable paying attention to, because at some point I became emotional too and begin to align with somebody, probably because of what the person says. I think what is more exciting to me is their task. You know, this last set, if you notice, when they came to the house, initially they were so lackadaisical about their task.
Yeah.
You know, not until when Big Brother begins to put them in the right place that, you see this tax people are playing with, you are playing with your money or you don't know. It was at the point when they started winning something reasonable, because I know some of them must have gone home with up to 7 million naira.
Yeah.
Apart from other incentives they must have enjoyed, flying to other countries and stuff like that. So it was over time they now realized these tasks have to be taken serious, and they start getting serious. Initially, everybody was forming this ajibotin in the house when they came. No, I want to know the housemate first. I want to know who is associating with me, and all those stuffs. You know, at some point they now realize it's all man for himself. Man, you just have to man up and just do what you are supposed to do. After the first eviction, I think it helps them to understand the purpose why they are being there. Everybody now starts adjusting his steps. So I think to a larger extent, the arena games,
Yeah.
I think is one aspect of the show I enjoy most, because that is when you begin to see the dexterity in them. It's not just about the grand prize. You begin to see some of them have hidden talent that they don't know. I'm sure Lekon doesn't know that he can even act. He thought that he's just this musician thing. I'm just an artist. I just want to sing and all of that. But over time, he now realized that there's a little bit of a comedy act in him that he can actually brings out and use for the benefit of himself. So overall, time has helped them to improve in their performances, both on the arena game and the wager and whatsoever it is. But time and time again, most of them allow emotions to get the better part of them. I think that is one of the reasons why some of the housemates lost some of the fans they were having, because ordinarily I didn't believe Kidwaya would left the time he left the house. He was evicted. I didn't. He is one person that I've carried the house along single-handedly. I was enjoying his show in the house. He was everywhere. He was liberal. He was, you know, just with everybody, not minding whether the person is with him or not. So when he left the house, I now understand that sometimes it's not really about your personal effort. It's not about your personal effort. You need to be able to read other people to know how to fix in. I think that was the game Bright O tried to play. He tried to play the safe one, and that was what cost him. He will have still remained in the house because the housemates liked him. He was not having any drama with anybody, you know, like he was being free with everyone. But him being too careful with the fact that there's a camera everywhere, I think was what affected his game, and he couldn't get to that point he could get. Above all, the two lovebirds there in V and Neil, I think, play a smart one on everybody. Left for me, I don't think they will have stayed in the house up to the time they were able to stay. But they play a smart one. They were so smart, they were always strategizing in their closets, and people don't know. They thought maybe they were always discussing love and everything, but they were strategizing, just like Trikiti. Trikiti was strategizing, and it
Okay.
helped him to reach the stage he was able to reach. So I think above all, the arena games was
Okay.
an interesting part of.
If you all can hear me, I think Peter is having a little challenge with his network, and we have some more. Okay, so if Peter is still talking, hello? Okay. Yes, it's breaking, but then, yeah, we can hear. Yes. Okay, you're back. Yeah. Hello? Okay. So we're still here, and got a couple of messages. I'm trying to read some. This one is here. It's Hello? Hello? Okay. Can you all hear me? Favour, are you there? Oh, okay. Um, okay, so Chuchu, let's come to you, Chuchu. Are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here. I can hear you.
Sorry, the network has been off and on. Okay. So I will come. Okay, let me see if Favour can hear. Favour, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay, fine then. So let's talk about some of the games you like in the house too. Peter had already told us a few. So let's quickly hear from you, then we'll go back to Chuchumon.
I think I had two favorites. That was the games Wow. They were supposed to advertise Wow, so that Lecon acted in and the rest of the housemates. That was one of my favorites. I really loved it because it felt like it seemed all of the housemates had things going on for them outside of the house before they even got into the house. They had those who were entrepreneurs, those who were musicians and actresses and actors and not dancers. But that particular tax brought out this whole side of them who is the mean boss, who is the funny neighbor like Lecon or the rest of them. So that was one of my favorites. And the Opera challenge was amazing. I think the first part of it was where they gave them a spelling bee and they were supposed to spell words that were related to photography and the whole technical part of it. It was amazing. Because I was wondering, some of us will be watching the show and we're wondering, no, this housemate cannot know how to spell this word. This housemate cannot know how to spell this word. But then they just go and they just pronounce the word at the instance they're spelling it. So that was one of my favorite game. And then yeah, what they were able to do with the cameras and photography. I think it was Kidwire and Dorothy that won that game. And it was amazing because they gave them accessories and they just created something and it was amazing. And then the what other show? The Tom Tom challenge was amazing too. They were able to create a song as jingle for the brand and it came out amazing because we the audience we were singing it. In fact, me for one, I knew how to sing the whole song from the beginning. So, and like I think 3 or 4 of their presentations, I knew all the songs. So it was really a really good time for them and for us to the audience who were watching. It was entertaining and also it enlightened us enough. Because especially that spelling bee really took me off guard. I was expecting some of them to be feeling some words, but it was just going well and it looked that okay, no matter how the person is in the house, no matter who you've portrayed the person as, especially people like Nengi. I have a friend who always thinks Nengi is like a Barbie doll that doesn't know anything, that just knows how to carry her body around and smile and be cute. But in that spelling bee, I saw that she was really doing well. She was spelling some words that were just out of the world, and it was amazing. Those were my favorite games in the house from the whole show.
Wow. Okay. Tochi has been wanting to say something since. I hope he's still here. Network has been terrible. Tochi, let me have you now, and let's hear your thoughts. Sorry, Tochi, network has been terrible. I hear it's raining in Abuja.
My reception is very poor. I wouldn't want to break, so I think they've said it all. They've all said it all. I was actually nodding to what Chuchumon was saying because I can't imagine I'm not hearing Cancel Me Ann right there. So yes, I'm quite unstable, so they can just take the conversation while we proceed. And when I need to contribute, I'll quickly come in to do that.
Okay. Um, so let me, okay. So Chuchumo, let me hear your thoughts on the overview generally. Maybe any particular aspect that's been helpful to you or thoughtful.
Okay. On the Betway Friday Arena game that has to do with the health workers, I really like that game because it shows us that you don't just help health workers by being here and trying to their health. But not that a little send a little text message of congratulations or thank you for always being here as a health worker or God bless you or you're doing a great job. It means a lot to health workers. That's what my that. And then one other thing I really enjoyed was I always looked forward to seeing who the head of house would be because there is something about we humans when we are in power we change to show our new colors,
Yeah.
our colors, like what who they are and how we're going to treat others when we are above them when it comes to authority. So when anytime they are about to announce a new head of house, I am always inquisitive to see the person and watch through and see how that person will take on that task. We can see most of them, a lot of people always had issues with the housemates because when they were in the throne of the head of house, they always want to make it a seat of power. Like I'm telling you this, you cannot just do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. Issues. That is to show us that humans naturally power intoxicates us. It is very natural that power intoxicates us.
Yeah.
Very few people want to use their position as the position in power to relate with others. This now shows us that even our leaders out there, it is power that intoxicates them because we have security and other things that comes with the office that they are in. So even as youths,
Mm.
we should work on how we relate to power. Even on our personal lives, we can have a little, we can have a title as choir master, or head of this department, or head of this particular group, and then watch yourself and see how do you relate with people under you. It goes a long way to show you how we can relate with being empowered. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Judith, let me come to you. Every time I need you to speak, somehow the network just tries to
Just
Erica it. So let me come to you, Judith. The network just Erica's my lake. So I need to specifically ask you this, Judith. You've been rooting for Lakon. How did you feel when he finally won? I mean, Lakon got a lot more. So people noticed Lakon more after that altercation he had with Erica, especially when Erica was insulting him about being a drumstick and all that. And then when Lakon talked about his health challenges, that really drew a whole lot of emotions for him. How did it feel for you?
Um, so me for one, I'm particularly excited that Lakon won. Lakon talked about him being an SC warrior and for the genotype, both for SS and SC, we are the same. So I'm particularly excited, like I said, about him being an SC warrior, how he struggled to do anything, like all the tasks that they gave him, he put in his best, because it's not easy being in that house with lots of people, and you're there like just doing your thing, taking your mind off the pain. And then news made
Yeah, Judith. Uh,
Uh,
okay.
okay.
I think Judith
I
has
think
gone
Judith
off
has gone
again.
off again.
Just when we're
Just
wanting
when we're
her to.
wanting
So
her to.
let's read a
So
few
let's read a
comments.
few comments.
Peter,
Peter,
if you're there,
if you're
okay,
there,
let
okay, let
Favor read
Favor read
this comment,
this
and then
comment,
Peter
and
will
then Peter will
respond.
respond.
Favor, could you help us
Favor,
read
could you
this
help us read
from
this
John
from
Cole?
John Cole?
Okay.
Okay, okay.
John Cole said,
John Cole
"Well
said,
done, sirs.
"Well done, sirs.
Greetings to the
Greetings
speakers.
to the
I see
speakers.
the
I
BB
see the
show
BB
as
show
a
as
social
a social
experiment to
experiment
see how
to see
different
how different
individuals live
individuals live.
together, especially when there is a prize to be won. I learned a lot from Lekon."
Yeah, we all did. Yeah. Um, okay. Peter, if you can see this one, help us read this. If you can see this.
Okay. Pauline Ede watching from Kano. Bibi Naija is an interesting show. Actually, I wasn't really a fan. I started watching Bibi Naija just this year, and it's quite interesting. I learned a lot during the eviction. Someone will vote you out and still pretend as if they like you while you going, hugging you, being moody as if they're wearing the same people that voted you out. That's interesting.
Exactly. I was going to
I
ask
was
all
going
of
to
you,
ask all
yeah.
of you, yeah.
Because that
Because
thing that thing really gets to
really
me.
gets to me.
You see somebody
You see somebody
who
who
nominated you
nominated you
in the
in
diary
the
room,
diary
and then
room,
when
and
they
then
call the
when
name,
they call the name,
something like
something like
praise,
praise,
you have 10
you
seconds to
have
leave.
10
You hear
seconds to
someone say
leave. You hear so
Jesus.
And some of them will not be crying. I'm wondering why you crying. You voted this
You
person.
voted this person.
Exactly. I mean,
That's the
you
reason
went to
why
the diary room.
Lucy's eviction is forever going to be an epic one in the history of Big Brother Naija. See the way she
The
left.
drama
She's
queen,
like,
the
peace.
drama queen
It
herself.
was a pleasure. I was like, wow. She didn't hug anybody. She didn't say anything to anybody. She just stood up and walked away straight to the door. I was blown away.
Okay, let's I thought Tochi is here, so we could ask too. But Peter, help us read this
Read
other message here
this
from
other message here from
Matthias.
Matthias. Yeah.
Matthias Idris says a whole lot of lessons learned on how we relate with one another, and which is quite true. It's quite true.
True.
Yeah,
True.
very true.
A whole lot to learn.
Let me ask.
Let me ask.
Go on, Peter. You wanted to finish up your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that it shows that Nigerians appreciate good things. You think it's all about the money, it's all about how you pretend in the house. In fact, we are so quick to observe a pretender. We've seen that play out in the house. Once you are a pretender, it won't take time before Nigerians will notice you and they will vote you out.
They will
think you are
drag
doing well in the
you.
house and you will just see yourself outside. So we appreciate good content. We know people that came there with something to deliver. And at the end of the day, when you look at the rating, you find out that the people that were actually left up to the last stage are people that have something to deliver, and others that are very cunning, like the two lovebirds. They are very cunning to have taken their support to the final. That
True,
is just the
true.
truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
They
dribble
played
their way to the
politics.
final. Ordinarily,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have made it to that
I think
stage.
it's true. They kept breaking up and coming back together, breaking up, and then when they break up, we're here wondering, will these guys get back together or not?
True, true.
Davida is
Okay.
very right. They were very cunning about it.
Exactly. And honestly, I was concerned more with the fact that they tricked, like Peter said, they tricked the house, and they were in different groups, so they were able to trick Ebuka asked
Yeah.
them stylishly, especially for V, that did you think it was political, and she said no, that she didn't insist on blah blah blah, but we understand. Chuchumon, let me come to you. um Favor said something that was very particular, that she liked how Lucy stepped out of the house, when she was evicted. Because the truth is, the same person who will nominate you in the diary room will be the first person to want to hug you and even cry and all that. So that Lucy's exit was Guinness Book of Record for me. How did you feel?
Personally, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Personally, when Lucy left the show, I screamed. In fact, I was screaming because that was very epic, and that was true. Because she felt like among these people here who want to hug me, most of them must have wanted me out a lot of times. So what the hell? Why do I really want to hug them? And then we we saw, I think it was new or so, that he mentioned Praise's name in the diary section, but when Praise was told to leave the house, he fell on the floor like he lost something very. So if Lucy should live like that, in fact, ahead of next year living in Naija, just prepare to leave the house, just walk out. Don't even care. When the others come out, you will hug them. There's no need of pretending. I really love Lucy's exit. It was epic, wonderful.
Mm, mm. Okay, Peter, let me come to you. It's like you have some Jara sauce in your flavor. I I was worried the day they evicted. I was worried the day they evicted Praise. Praise and Prince, and for Brighto, I really wasn't worried. Which one is that one that is always eating food in the house? Eric or
Eric.
so, yeah. Eh, I those ones didn't really matter to me because Eric was busy eating food and then doing all the love thing he was. But for me, the one that pained me was Praise didn't even know he would leave. Up until before he left, he was even losing hair for people. He was fixing some people's hair. He didn't even do his own hair. He didn't dress well. He didn't believe the same people he was fixing and weaving hair for would be the people who nominate him out of the house. How did you feel when Praise left?
Actually, it wasn't really about Praise alone. Like I said, even when Kidwell left the house, I felt
Kidwire.
bad because, yeah, I like people with good content, people that will bring the show to you, not people that are just dumb and just eating, cooking, and eating and sleeping. Kidwell was everywhere, and he was able to carry himself along with everybody in the house, not minding personality or status. So for Praise, I think they played a trick on
To the
Praise, and he
gallery.
fell for that game. He fell for that game.
Mm.
I felt for him because I wanted Praise to be in the house for the fact that he was one of those people that are making the house lively.
True.
He
The
has a lot of input in him.
choreography.
Yeah, but like I said, it's survival of the fittest. At some point, once you notice someone is a threat to you, you are looking for a way to send that person out of the house, evict somebody in the
To
diary room.
evict them.
You find out that somebody will just call his very close friend because he has noticed that that friend is becoming a threat to him. Let me get rid of him so that at least I will be on the
Mm.
safe side. I have seen Dorothy did that to Lekon, and I felt like, Dorothy, you of all people, you've been the one at some point advising Lekon, carry him around. All of a sudden, you are nominating for eviction. So, but when I rated the whole thing, I understand that it will get to a point that you have no option than to pick somebody that you know is a threat to you in the house, so that you could survive. It's not a group thing; it's an individual thing. So I think that was one of the reasons why Kid could not even muster the vote he was supposed to, and he left ahead of Ozo. If Kid had not left that time, possibly Ozo would have left. He would
Yeah.
have left. So I think all the Erika antics played out on Kid, and he had to leave the house. People got angry and stopped voting for him. But we knew that at some point, Kid was one person that was carrying the house along, despite all the dramas that were playing out. So I
Yeah.
would say it's just part of the game. You don't have to feel bad that someone voted doesn't see you as a threat, not because you have any vested interest or maybe he has any kind of issues with you. So it is part of the game, and we are enjoying it. We just that sometimes we became angry when Big Brother started leaving the eviction to be done by the housemates. I think that was what
True.
kept Trikiti in the house.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that was what kept Trikiti in the house. Trikiti would have left their house possibly the second week of eviction. But the housemate have been saving his ass because he is not a threat to them. He's just everywhere, just free, just flowing with everybody. So that was why they were able to keep him in the house up to that stage. But at a point when it was the voters that now have the veto power to evict a housemate, I
Power.
think that was when
Yeah.
Tukiti has to leave. So overall,
Mm.
it's a good thing. Like I said, it's a win-win situation for all the housemates, the organizers, and everybody that is involved because there are lessons or two to learn from it. Remember, the sponsors have succeeded in advertising their products. You understand? They have succeeded in pushing what they have to people that are not even aware of it. Because I can remember
Yeah.
Payport. When Payport sponsored Big Brother, that was last 2 years, I think, or last year. It makes them a bit popular. It makes them a good brand that can be recognized worldwide, not just in Nigeria. So the sponsors know what they are doing. That is why every year they keep having more sponsors and the money keep growing. I can assure you by next year, we will be looking at 100 million, 120 million for the grand prize.
Mm. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll come back to you guys, but let me quickly read some messages that are here as we begin to wrap up. This one here says, this is from Fatima Ahmed. It says, as much as we see it as a game and is intended to be a social experiment, in life, people react differently when they are emotionally strained or when confronted with challenges. And this is what exactly played out this season. I believe strength, resilience, patience, and loyalty are some of the attributes we can take home with us this season. She also said, but one key aspect that also stood out was that of relationships. Erica friend zoned Laycom, or some will say gave him mixed feelings, and her attitude towards him, which led to her disqualification. Some might also ask what went wrong. Was he being manipulative to push her to the wall? Some might also ask, why is she being misunderstood in the relationship? Okay, thank you very much, Fatima Ahmed. And well, so many messages here that we can't take, but we're trying to wrap up. So I'd like you all in one word to tell us the lessons you're taking away. I know you've said that before, but yes, Fatima said something about relationships too. So what do you think? Peter, let me ask Favour here. Peterson said something about people also being conscious of the camera. There was a point, Favour, that Dorothy was also accused that she was always a bit cautious and she was trying to play the good girl, always looking at the camera, being conscious of the camera. What did you also think about that?
Well, I think in Dorothy's case, the reason why she was accused of being conscious of the camera at a point was because if you can remember later on in the show, in one of her diary sessions, Big Brother asked her about how she feels about where she is right now. I think she was in like this, in 2 weeks towards the end. And it was very emotional. She cried of how she had applied the previous year and she wasn't taken, and then she got this mail from Big Brother that okay, she was accepted into the house and all that. So I felt it was going back and remembering that accusation of her being very conscious of the camera. I felt that was one of the reasons why she was being that way, because she keeps thinking in her head. I'm pretty sure she was thinking in her head, and she even said it in the diary session that day, that she had this. She doesn't want to believe. She could not believe that she was in the house for even after all that time had gone past. So there are times when she wakes up in the morning and she says, "Oh, okay, that wow, she's in the Big Brother house." She's surprised because of the things she was going through before she came into the house, and how she applied and was hoping and hoping until she could not get in, that devastation, and then finally she was got in, and it was a mixed feeling at a point. So she was very conscious of, oh, I want to win, I want to, I tried before, so let me at least get to the first five. So I feel that was why she was being very conscious of always, because I remember she was always getting caught looking up or looking sideways and here and there. Yeah. So I felt that was her major issue.
Yeah, Peter, let me even ask you, at some point in the diary room, Big Brother kept asking them who did they think was the fake housemate in the house. At some point I thought it was Bright O, and then later, when Erica started those drama, even with Tacha's experience, that she knew she had gotten two strikes, and I felt she would put back the madness, just cover it a little. She was still vibrating that day that made them evict her. So in my mind, I'm like, it's two things. If Big Brother doesn't evict Erica this Sunday, then it's obvious Erica was a fake housemate, because nobody will do that kind of drama and then get away with it if not either of these two. So what did you think, and who did you think was the fake housemate?
Well, actually, to me, I thought it was Kidwire at some point. I thought it was Kidwire because I noticed he was the only guy that is this free in the house. He's not conscious of the camera.
So confident. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the consequences of his actions. He's just being himself. Kidwire was being real in that house. You understand? He doesn't care whether he breaks the rules or he doesn't. So I begin to feel like this guy must be the fake housemate here, because I think he's the only guy that has the guts. Yeah, he's the only guy that have the guts to just do things the way he wants to do without, being scared of. So that is just my thought then. But above all, I think I have to say that your characters will make or break you. We have seen it happens in like 2 years in a row now. From Tacha, Sisi was able to escape it. Tacha couldn't escape it.
Yeah.
Erika couldn't escape it. I can assure you that Erika will have come second. No doubt about it. I know Lekon is going to win this thing because Nigerians have loved this grass to grace narratives.
Story.
So knowing that Lekon just started from a humble background and he's struggling and the effort they saw him put on, it is enough reason for Nigerians to vote him, and that is why you see the gap. He was giving them, like, in fact, the social distancing was much between him and other housemen when it comes to voting.
With face masks and hand gloves.
I'm telling you. So it's obvious Nigerians love these grass to grace narratives. And Nigerians love good content, so they love good distractions. As much as we want to criticize Big Brother Naija, I can assure you, over the period of 72 days, we have been able to take our mind off the state of the nation, all the shenanigans happening in our country, and concentrate on this sole thing that at some point is giving us some level of comfort. So overall, I think it is a good thing.
Favour, who did you think was the fake housemate in the house?
It was Kidwire. I thought it was Kidwire from the beginning. Let's look at the fact. Kidwire is a billionaire.
Yeah. True.
So what difference is 30 million going to do to him? And then, like Peter said, he's so comfortable. He says what he wants to say. He doesn't care how you react. When it's party, he dances crazy. He makes sure everybody gets drunk. He is, I don't know. I thought it was Kidwire. For me, it was Kidwire. Okay, I felt Bright O at the point was because I felt it was telling on everybody. When he gets into his diary session, he doesn't talk things about himself. The minute Big Brother says, Bright O, do you have anything to talk to Big Brother about? brother has
Bra, bra, bra,
started.
bra, bra. This one did this.
So
This one did that. This one did that.
exactly. But then later on, I looked at the two of them. I had to go for Kidwire. I said no, it had to be Kidwire. But then he got evicted too, so that was what I felt.
Okay, good one. Fair enough. Okay, so we're wrapping up now, and I really must thank everyone who joined us. So many messages that we couldn't take, but yes. As we wrap up, I want you guys are the last people standing. Network has just successfully yanked everybody away. Okay, so I would just quickly like us to do one or two things. What would you say if given a crowd of people who hate watching shows like this, what would you say to them? Because I get tired at some point of telling people some of the good things that come out of some of the games. I, for one, I always watch the games, and like you said, it's so intellectual, and people who just hate the game or the show will never have that time, won't know what they are missing actually. I remember the one they did, there's one particular one they did where they showcased the culture of
Okay, I think it was Lipton Peace
yeah,
something.
good, yeah,
Yeah.
so amazing, I mean, so many things there, and I'm like, these are things people are missing. And besides, to even think of it, we human beings are sometimes hypocritical, they watch things that are worse than that, in their laptops or their phones. So come on, why are we becoming saintly than saint? So what would you like to say to younger people? Because whether, I mean, see the auditioning for this set now, where some people died, some fainted, and all that. So you can imagine how people will start planning for next episode and all that. So what would you like to tell people? Favour, with you.
Well, I feel people have to change their opinion about Big Brother Naija. It is a platform for motivation, it's a platform for entertainment, it's a platform for intellectual activities. It's not just about what they are people, because most of the time people are always looking forward to relationships that are going to happen, what they're going to be doing under the duvet. That is personal, that is up to the housemates. It's not anything that is going to mean that, oh, the whole show is corrupt altogether. They have, in fact, this year's own games were amazing. I feel they upgraded to a certain level. You have a lot of intellectual activities in this year's show. So people have to change their conception about Big Brother Nigeria. It's not all about nudity. It's not all about, okay. Some of the housemates, especially the ladies that wear skimpy things in the house. You are in your house. Imagine you are in your house. So some of them, I'm not saying it's a ticket for you to go naked on national TV, because that is national
Yeah.
TV. But then they're trying to be comfortable and trying to feel at home, even though they're on camera. But we have to always try to look at the upsides, the advantages, the benefits we are all getting from the show. And like Mr. Peter said, the show is not just based on what people are seeing as it is. It goes beyond the games. It goes beyond the. For instance, this Lipton peace challenge. That if you listen to their speeches, it was emotional. It was just mind blowing, because you were thinking, how can this housemate sit down and write things like this, promoting peace and the culture and oneness in the country? It's amazing. But honestly, let me confess, I actually Googled how to apply for Big Brother Nigeria, but then, now, I saw some criteria that I would not be able to fill. But it's something every young Nigerian that wants to be exposed should look out for. Not even if you can't get into the house, you can watch. There are things you learn. I learned patience. I learned endurance from Lekon. I learned how to control yourself, having self-control. Because the way Erica exploded was, in fact, I
Something
didn't see
else,
the reason
yeah.
for it. There was no need for that. So there's so many virtues you can learn from the show. It's not just about who is kissing who, or who is talking bad about who, or who is backstabbing who in diary sessions. No, there's so many other things you can learn from it, and how to be an entrepreneur too. Because some of these adverts they're doing, it brings up ideas in us that, okay, I can actually do this, I can actually do that. So I feel that is basically what I see Big Brother Naija show as, despite all the things people say.
Yeah, Peter, let's have your final word. I was also going to ask I was also going to ask Favour later, maybe as we wrap up, about the gender-based violence tax that they did. That one too was something very strong for me when they talked about rape and all that. But Peter, as we wrap up now, what would you also like to say for the housemates now? Because sometimes we see that when you are not the star winner, sometimes people feel so sad, and then they don't go on to build their career. You know, even as much as we see other housemates who've gone out, they are doing well. But if it's one of those words that worried or carry last, you know, after his 2 attempts in music, we really didn't see him much doing anything. What do you have to say, Peter?
Okay, let me correct that narration first. If he is doing well, he just wants to live a secluded life, actually. Yeah, he wants to live a quiet life, but he's doing well. Overall, I will have to say that Nigerians should look at the bigger picture. They should look at the positive side of the show. It is a reality TV show. Most of the people that are condemning this show, you should put a camera on them and see what they will do in just a week, not 72 days. You won't want to watch them again. That is just the honest truth. So I think it has just been part of us. It's something we have to learn to live with. People like this pretense of coming out and criticize everything they see without necessarily looking at the positive side of it. But I can assure you that Big Brother is something that have empowered a lot of people. It have empowered them financially, morally, socially, and otherwise. We have seen housemates that doesn't really have this attribute of associating with people. They were able to blend over time, even though some struggles. I still can't fathom where Lucy falls into. Lucy happens to be the oldest housemate in the house by age. You understand, by age. But I think some of the characters she displayed there were way below her age. Way below her age. Yeah, I must say that again. If you can remember, even in the final day they came for the party, she isolated herself. So I think one needs to learn to associate with people, despite the fact that you're living with fake people. Not everybody gets to like you, but you need to have this mingling attitude, know how to mingle with people and relate with them. The Kardashians has been running for more than 14 years. It's a reality TV show. I'm sure nobody's condemning them, and a lot of Nigerians are watching the Kardashians, but they are here criticizing Big Brother Naija, that is supporting the youth we have in this country. Somebody's going home with 85 million naira. Check out the amount of money all the housemates have garnered before they leave the house. Check out some of the all expense paid trip they have to other countries that they have never visited in their life. So all these things are things we need to put into consideration and keep the other side of maybe the nudist part of it or whatever is happening in the house. I am sure, based on the rating, this last set of housemates were able to compose themselves and not be caught, in any kind of they were so they were able to understand the kind of society they are living in and had to just operate within that limit to certain extent. So that, I must say, is a show that should continue, and that is why the show has continued while other shows, reality shows, has even stopped, despite the harsh realities of life now. Big Brother will still continue. It will still come back next year stronger because they are getting more sponsors. These sponsors are promoting their brand, and as they are promoting their brand, they are also promoting the show. So all these things are what Nigeria should look into and understand, that they are building youth. The program is there to build the youth. It is now left for you. Ebuka did not win in the first edition. He came. He didn't even came among the last 5. But here's Ebuka today as a shining star, because he built on what he was able to gain in the house at that time. This is where he has gone to, and I'm sure he's going far beyond this now. So that is the point. Some might be quiet, some might just have lost popularity or fame after Big Brother Naija, but we still have other people that are still doing well for themselves. Bisola, Tacha, a host of other housemates that we've known in the past. Yeah, they are still doing well for themselves. They being in the house have helped them to promote their brand. Let's talk about Lekon. Lekon has been in the music industry since 2008 or so. I have seen some of his live shows where the fans were not even cheering him because they didn't know him. Even his latest song, this song he has been singing in the house, Fierce. I have watched him perform it on stage and nobody was cheering him. Let Lekon be on the stage today and see if he will not be cheered.
They will
That
faint,
is just the
all the
beauty of
girls will
it.
be fainting.
The housemate, I watched their party after the whole show, how they were all hailing him and he was singing Our Fierce. Everybody was now following the song. They are all now, they are now familiar with the song. We didn't know Lekon before, but Lekon has become an icon now. So that is just the realities of life. Let's embrace the positive part of the show and leave the negative part of it for whatsoever reasons. Thank you.
Yeah. So your final word, who are you greeting? Because I will want a favor to wrap up. So Peter, a word of greeting to anybody you know, friends, organizations, and all that. Yeah.
I must say it's a privilege being online in Shagalinku TV. I've been following the show for a very long time, and it's been inspiring and educative. I just want to encourage our youth to not be too carried away by the realities we have on ground now. We should engage ourselves in one thing or the other that will benefit not just us, but people that are looking up to us. So let's just get ourselves involved in things and not always look at the negative side of life. That is why the country is struggling. There are so many positives to pick from the country, but because we are always waiting to complain.
Focused on one side. Yeah.
That is why, we are always waiting to complain. That is why we are just where we are today. But above all, I think we are moving ahead. Definitely, we are moving ahead, and believe me, it will just take time, but things will get better. The youth are coming up. They are strategizing. They are trying to make things better for themselves. And once they do, they're already making things better for the country. So I want to encourage everybody to, especially my people in Kano, Laugh Per Second, Gist HQ, and the rest, watch Shagalinku TV. Come on board. Be able to express those things that you are made of. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peter. Okay, so let's have Favour, your parting word. But I needed you to respond to the gender-based violence tax that they did before you do your parting words. Yeah.
Well, it was brief because that day I know it was raining and there was hardly light, but then I got part of where Dorothy was talking about it, and I feel it's a vice that a lot of people have been dealing with. It's something that I don't know how, but I pray God help us that that comes to an end. I don't know how, but a lot of things are being in place. Policies and organizations are coming up, NGOs and all. They're coming up trying to curb this whole gender violence thing. It's not a crime. Someone who wants to be president of a country is female. It's not a crime that someone who is maybe the oil tycoon of a company or CEO or something is female or young or not doesn't have political godfathers. Those are things that plays a very, very serious role that is fueling this problem. But I was happy that Big Brother actually brought up this thing. That's the reason I have this. In fact, I think this is one of my best Big Brother Nigeria seasons ever because they had so much tax, so many important things that we're fighting with in society. The Lipton challenge of diversity in cultures and problems and peace, and then the COVID-19, and then we now got the gender-based
Yeah.
violence. It was amazing, and the housemates delivered. Let me say, put it that way, they really delivered because some of the talks they gave, some of the speeches, and some of the ideas they brought up were amazing. So I felt, and I really pray that some of the NGOs, I know a lot of their compatriots are watching the show. I really hope that they will implement some of the ideas they brought up to curb some of these issues we're having. And to my final words, I want to say I am very happy. I am happy to be online again after some months of absence. I am really happy to be back online at Shagalinku TV. I am happy, happy, happy. And I want to say thank you to my family, my friends in Sierra Leone, in the Gambia. I want to say I am very, very, very grateful for the support. To my mom, I know you're watching. I love you. Mwah. And then to my uncle, my mentor from BOA, Uncle Bandy, I love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouraging words. And to you, sir, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So I want to thank all of you for joining us on the show today. I want to thank Peter. I want to thank um, all of them. They've all run away. I hear it's raining in Abuja.
Very heavy.
But,
yes, it's raining.
Yeah. In fact, from the beginning, Tochi told us that he hopes he'll be able to join because it's been terribly raining. And then thanks to Judith all the way from Kogi. I'm grateful. I really wanted her. This month is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, so I thought we could also talk a little about it and talk about how Lakon plans to be like a brand ambassador and a voice to talk about sickle cell. But then, too bad we couldn't have Judith talk more. And then to Chuchumon, thank you so much for finding time to join us. And yes, to Peter, the Oshari, all the way from Delta, thank you so much for finding time to join us. And to everyone who joined us, I thank you all. Till we see you on Saturday, the Saturday's edition of the program. Please let those of us who want to watch BB Naija just allow us be sinners and watch our program.
Yes, so
We love it. We can't help it. Okay, guys. I'll see you all soon. But have a nice day and God bless you all. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.
thank you. Bye.